One-foot-flipper.
Hi, Paige here, the 1 Foot Flipper. This is my first video on my new channel. My old channel was Tiger of Happiness, which is also the name of my eBay store, where you should go and buy everything right now. Should be a link below. I thought I'd just introduce myself. Right now we're in my basement at my bar, where no drinking really ever goes on, nor does any selling, but it's the best filming spot I've got in the house. And as a matter of fact, I had this so filled with eBay inventory until last week that I've been wanting to start a channel for months, but I only just now sold enough stuff and got it cleared out enough for me to actually start filming down here. Tell you a little bit about my story. About 2.5 years ago, I went to the hospital, woke up out of a coma, and went home 2 months later, missing one leg, unable to do anything really that I had ever done previously to earn money. And I don't want to be a Walmart greeter, don't want to do phone support, and there aren't a lot of other jobs out there for one-legged 45-year-old men who didn't go to college. So I started selling on eBay fairly quickly. In the early days, I specialized in magic cards. Honestly, I was sick most of the time, so I could only work a few hours a day, but I got better and better over time. I've ramped up, and now I'm doing pretty well, I think. I'm going to introduce you here to my mascot. Other people might have an NC Piggy or ducks or an enema, but I have Uo, the urine off dog. Try to find another one of him. I have been looking for months and have not been able to find another one anywhere. If you've got one, I'd love to have it. I think he was a trade show item. They might have only ever made one of him. The branding on him there's no real branding on him. He's on a generic dancing creature base, so he might be the only one in the world. Found him at the Goodwill outlet. Today's actually been it's a Friday. It's still morning, so it's been rather slow. I haven't actually sold much today. Some trading cards, a Warhammer rulebook that I didn't carry down here, but if I figure out how to edit videos, I'll put it right here. Here it is. Probably. Sold some horse trading cards. These do fairly well because nobody else in the world other than me seems to have them. That doesn't mean that you should go looking for them. A Thomas the Train Engine single part. I bought a bunch of Thomas stuff at first because the first couple did well for me, and then it just fell off a cliff and stopped selling. This is the first Thomas part I've sold in 6 months. And a little Happy Meal doll, as well as a bunch of magic cards and other more boring things that aren't really going to interest anyone. Okay, I am now out of the basement. My daughter's new puppy was whining so much to go down into the basement with me that she was driving me nuts, so I stopped filming down there. Rolling along in a wheelchair right now. That's why it looks like one of those movies when somebody's drunk or on acid. Here's the dog. She's eating food. Her name is Parker. She has slowed my workflow down considerably since she's come into our lives. Hey, there's my fake leg. Most of the time I don't actually keep my fake leg on. My artificial knee goes down like 8 inches, sticks out 8 inches past my real knee, which makes it actually very hard for me to do things when I'm not standing or walking. And standing and walking hurts. Most everything I do hurts, but standing and walking in particular, and it's really hard for me to pull items out of my bins. Yes, everything is a mess, or pack things at the packing station from a chair when I've got this knee sticking out way past the chair. So I thought today I'm going to talk about a bit of a controversial topic with most resellers, a category that a lot of resellers seem to love, but I don't think is very good. And that category is video games. Look, here's some here. The problem with video games is that the competition for them is insane. If somebody lists that their garage sale has video games, there'll be 5 or 6 people waiting there for the sale to open, 10 others who contacted them before the sale even started and probably bought them. And most of them aren't very good. Cartridges are usually good for the most part, but cartridges are getting pretty thin on the ground these days. It's mostly discs, and most disc-based video games are worth barely more than a Matrix DVD, and they just keep trending down in price. Only the RPGs, Nintendo-specific characters, and anime-related stuff, and a few other rare ones seem to be holding or gaining value. Those items are sucking up all the value in the space, while most other games are becoming barely, they're going the route of sports games. If you pick up a stack of Xbox 360 games, and you're lucky if any of them are worth more than $3 shipped. Oh, sorry, $3 plus shipping. And a lot of times, they're not even worth, people will have them on there for $5 shipped, and they'll be making nothing after they finish. And that's with them cheating and using media mail shipping, which for some reason eBay wants to default to on video games, even though you're not allowed to use it. And I don't use it. And then video games are also a favorite of people who don't do the math of their business, who are more interested in the items than they are actually making any money. That's why they're breaking down the door of the sale, rushing in there to fight over a Nintendo Wii with 3 dance games, and just rushing right past stuff that could resell for actual money. So I, for the most part, ignore video games. I buy them if they're right in front of me, but I don't ask for them. If there's 2 sales set at the same time and one of them mentions video games and the other one doesn't, I go to the other one first, because I'll generally find better stuff there, because there won't be 6 other guys waiting to get out of the car at the sale when it opens.